Ready or not, here he comes. Former WWE star Phil CM Punk Brooks turned UFC fighter says he could make a December debut. Hi, everyone. Thanks for stopping by ESPN.com. I'm Diana Rossini. Joining us now on the phone, our MMA writer, Brett Okamoto. Brett, Punk thinks he's ready to go this December, but he also says it's up to his coach. Do you think he will be ready by then?
Well, the word ready is such a relative term. It really depends on who the UFC matches CM Punk up with. This is a guy who at 36 years of age, has never fought a mixed martial arts fight before. He basically just decided that this was something he wanted to do at this point in his life, and he's been working meticulously to try and prepare himself for it. And what he said yesterday during a media appearance in Las Vegas is that, being ready, it's almost like, trying to be ready for the birth of your first child. Are you ever really ready for something like that? And I thought that was actually a pretty clever analogy. I mean, this guy's going to go in, he's going to do his best. And the thought is that they just don't want him to go in and for lack of a better phrase, make a fool of himself. I mean, he wants to be octagon ready as much as possible, but with the caveat of knowing that, hey, this guy, this is the first time he's trying this out. So growing pains are to be expected.
Yeah, so you bring up a good point. He is only 36 years old, but he has immersed himself into this training. But do you think he can actually catch up to the other seasoned fighters at this point?
Well, again, it's all relative. He's not going to catch up to seasoned fighters who are in the UFC. I mean, even entry-level guys who are in the UFC have had experience when it comes to mixed martial arts and then also when it comes to just other disciplines. An entry-level guy who's just coming into the UFC for the first time, he may have had a collegiate wrestling background. He may have had amateur boxing experience, taekwondo experience, whatever the case may be. And CM Punk, he's more along the lines of, an entertainer, obviously. He's a good athlete. He's a strong-minded guy. He's done some Brazilian jiu-jitsu training, but he's never really been in any active competition. So it's a little different. So I don't think at the age 36 he's going to catch up and be a guy who's ever going to be really considered legitimately to be a UFC fighter. He just, let's put the cards on the table. This guy is a celebrity. He decided that he wanted to take a fight. It made sense for the UFC to have him in the octagon because they know that they can make money off of it. And, he's working to be respectable once he gets in there.
You mentioned his celebrity. There was so much hype when he announced last December that he was signing. So do you think that the news that he could fight in 5 months is getting the attention of UFC fans in the middle of summer?
Yeah, I don't think that, CM Punk, he came out in December of last year and said, I'm signing with the UFC. And of course, that was a big splash. And he's done a few media appearances since then, but he's sort of been under the radar. And that's because presumably, he's been in the gym training for this opportunity. So I don't think that anybody has really forgotten about CM Punk. I think that this, he's in Las Vegas around a big fight for the UFC 189. The company brought out a lot of different fighters, CM Punk being one of them. And of course, the obvious question to Punk is, when are you going to fight? And for him to say that, he's shooting for December, I think is a good development. He's never really put in the time frame onto when that could be. So by him saying, even though it's very much up in the air still, I think I could be ready by December. It shows progress. It shows he's moving in the right direction. And hopefully we'll see this thing before the end of the year.
It definitely shows some confidence, but the decision is going to be up to his coach. Brett, I look forward to talking to you as we get closer to December. And thank you for calling in, and also thank you for stopping by ESPN.com.